Hey guys, Regards here with another replay commentary of Heroes of the Storm. This one's going to be a Zagara replay of a game I actually played last night. Pretty good. I actually had a daily. I had a daily yesterday to... How was it this morning? It may have been this morning. I had a daily this morning to play 2 StarCraft 2 heroes, or play 2 matches as a StarCraft 2 hero. So Zagara is one that I have unlocked, and I decided I wanted to play as her. So really quickly here, I'm going to let everybody load in, and I'm going to pause it, actually, and take a look at the team comps, and just take a quick second. Zagara, Sergeant Hammer, Vala, Teriel, and Rhaegar on our team. Zagara, Vala, Nova, Azmodan, etc. on their team. Just taking a look at this first glance, I actually really like our team composition. We have a lot of opportunity to kind of siege down with Sergeant Hammer and Zagara, and a lot of just straight up upfront damage. I like that Zagara can kind of be played as a burst hero or kind of a sustained damage hero, depending on how you use her moves. So we'll see. And Rhaegar obviously is really strong when it comes to heals. I really like playing with the Rhaegar. So let's go ahead and play this one. I listened a lot to feedback, especially when it came to this map, on saying, first of all, don't really rush the Watchtower here. It's not really that big of a deal. And a lot of people said don't underestimate the importance of experience points. That really, Heroes of the Storm, you're supposed to play... up to level 10 as quick as possible, get that heroic ability, and once you get your heroic ability, start to initiate on team fights. And that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so that was kind of my mentality going into this game, is instead of necessarily worrying about any early game team fights, any early game skirmishes, I'm instead going to just kind of focus on pressing out the lanes and getting as much experience points as possible to get that Devouring Maw really quickly. You know, I didn't even really want to contest this too much. I saw Teriel was going in there, and so I wanted to provide him a little bit of cover while also laying down a little bit of creep. So I don't know. I didn't worry about it too much. You know, arguably maybe I should have. We did pick up the kill on ETC there, which was kind of nice. And we did end up picking up the Watchtower, but I kind of was a little behind now on my wave, so make my way down quickly here. It was an interesting lane laning against Azmodan, who is really good at pushing the lane as well when he lays down his different creeps. I don't know, do you get experience points from his creeps? If that's the case, it's an interesting little trade-off. I know in Dota 2, items like, I believe the Necronomicon, you actually get experience points if you kill those creeps, so you kind of want to be smart with them. I'm not sure if that's the case with Azmodan, but obviously... I'm getting in here. I'm just pressing out the lane as much as possible, throwing down my Q as many times as I can, and just trying to counter push him because he is pushing super, super hard. So temples are opening up pretty quickly here. I use the rest of my cooldowns. Blizzard, please give me a better replay UI so I can see just exactly where my cooldowns are. Temples open up. Arguably, I really should have gone up to the temples quicker. Vala thankfully went up and took that temple, so it wasn't necessarily an awful idea for me to stay down that lane. I felt like I probably could have gone a little bit faster. But we engage in this team fight. It's a 4v2. Pretty solid team fight for us to get in the middle of. We take that temple, and it's laying down some pretty heavy damage on their buildings. So I think all in all that was pretty strong. You know, arguably, if experience points is as important as I am led to believe, which it looks like I was smart here, let them stay up there, take the temple while I push out the lane here. You know, it may have been even smarter for me to rotate down to the bottom lane, considering there was no one in sight down there. A lot of experience points possibly, and we had so much team in on the middle temple. But I stayed here. I continued to push up against Azmodan. You know, we got some really good damage down on their buildings. And overall, I would consider that a pretty solid victory. I don't know, maybe rotating down, if I could have taken anything away from that, maybe rotate down a little bit quicker. Vala went down there, but really I could have gone down there, picked up all of that EXP, pushed it faster, and Vala then could have went middle and pushed up against Azmodan. I don't know. That probably would have been the smarter play. Not saying that it was an awful play at all. But yeah, so for right now, I'm just continuing to push down this lane. And try to get that level 10 heroic as quickly as possible. I think we have a pretty strong team fight presence against theirs. with Rhaegar's ultimate to heal, my Devouring Maw, and then the damage that Vala is able to lay down. I think we could engage pretty strongly in a team fight if it were to happen, and we're actually have the advantage. We're doing a pretty good job of keeping the advantage here. We have almost a full level up on them, even though we both had a temple, and really we didn't trade too much. So I'm feeling pretty strong about this so far. Skill build so far, I am going Reconstitution to get more health and mana, and Venom Spines to do more damage with my auto attack, and Volatile Acid for Baneling damage, because at that point I didn't have level 5 on Zagara, so I think I went with that over something else that I really wanted to get. I can't really remember necessarily what it is. So anyways, one thing we probably could have been doing a better job here is pressing maybe some of these camps, especially as we make our way down for the temple. As soon as I see that ping go off for the temple, I start to make my way down. Vala does a good job. I think she stays alive here. I hope she stays alive. I came in. I probably should have went straight towards those guys. Vala's taking a lot of damage. I don't know if she lives. Does she live? Oh, great heal from Rhaegar. Yeah, she does live. That was a great play on his part, and I actually ended up picking up the kill on their Vala. So ended up being a pretty good team fight. What I'd like to see here, maybe 2 heroes take the temple and 1 hero in each lane to press out the lanes. She completely whiffed her Q there. I took a ton of damage from Nova. Rhaegar, though, just gave me a ridiculous amount of healing. I can't remember if I die here. I think I die here. No, I didn't die. Went back, and I have to remember to mount up. That's something that I don't do quick enough, is mount up to make my way back. I also could have laid down some more creep, because I took that early leveling ability that gave me more healing on the creep, which I didn't. So team fight here, Rhaegar is going to die right away, so we are kind of without healing over the course of this fight. We do have the team advantage, but we don't have the advantage over the temple. Probably should have ran in and got the temple a little bit quicker than that. ETC goes in. Now, we do have the level 10 advantage here, and this is really where, honestly, right here, I'm gonna pause it for a quick second and speculate on this. Vala did a great job of laying down her ultimate. I think that is her ultimate right there. We should have followed up. I don't remember if I followed up here with my heroic. We'll see. Right there. Oh, my goodness. That would have been a perfect heroic, and I didn't, which is a little bit disappointing. But we still ended up winning. See, again, there would have been another great time to take Devouring Maw and catch 2 of them and then do it. I don't know. Ended up going well for us. We picked up the temple, and now we have a 2-level advantage. Going to go ahead and press out the lanes. Great job, by the way, by Sergeant Hammer. That's kind of what I was talking about, is if you can properly get the temple without having to force 5, you can push down that lane, get experience points while you're taking that objective and getting a lot of damage down on the building. So pretty sweet. We're going to go and pick up some of these creeps. I think we're going to pick up the boss mercenary, and then after that go back to our lanes and push. Just a good play here. I honestly, I felt really good about this play. I felt really good about our experience points. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. It looks like there is a hotkey for it. Speed this up a little bit. And there we have it. So I'm going to go back in and press the lane along with these mercenaries. One thing I really enjoy about Zagara, Zagara, I think I'm saying that. I think it's Zagara, is that her abilities really do a lot of damage on buildings. She can do a lot of damage onto gates and towers. So anyway, we start fighting this one against ETC. He ends up landing an ultimate on us. There's Zagara. I think it's Zagara. Didn't really do too much to us there. However, I wasn't really able to get out of the way. I did land my ultimate, though. I finally used it after 3 levels, which, man, that is such a problem. I probably should have been looking to use my heroic ability way sooner. That would have been a really smart call. I had it for the last 3 levels. I had a lot of opportunities to use it, and I didn't use it. So that is definitely a problem. All right, let's go ahead and fast forward here to when I get back up. All right, I'm back up. All right, get into lane. Go a little bit faster. Okay. All right, game plan here. Temples are activating again. I start to make my way towards the middle one. I can't remember which 2 towers open up on this one. I think it's the middle and the top, yeah. So we actually have pretty decent control here, and they're not really in a good place to... They're in a good place to come and collapse down bottom, but not so much in the mid. I keep it in mid, try to lay down as many abilities as possible. I have to step out, though, because there's no way I'm going to be able to fight a Zagara and an Asmodon at the same time. So I try to kind of snipe in a little bit of damage here. You know, it may not have been worth it to really contest this. Something to kind of learn from there. I probably could have taken this middle lane and pressed down some of their buildings, but, you know, that's okay. They do end up dying. I think, no, Sergeant Hammer, I don't really know how they died, and I don't really care to go back right away. I probably should. So I guess we do get a little bit more damage down. Retrospect, though, I shouldn't have poked. I should have probably went and just did a lot of damage on their middle buildings instead of just getting baited by the objectives. Not the objectives are necessarily a bad thing, but there wasn't really much of a chance of me picking up that objective. So I'm pretty low on health here. Probably should go back and heal. Am I going to go back and heal? I don't know. Here comes ETC. Good pushback by Sergeant Hammer. And I don't know why I'm not going back to heal. It's so dangerous right now. Okay, finally I'm going to mount up and go back and heal. Good. Don't be a dummy, you dummy. Also, could you tell me the cooldown, the actual cooldown of this Blizzard, please? Please. And can I hit spacebar in center? Oh, I can actually hit spacebar in center on my hero. I feel like that doesn't work all the time. ETC laid down an ultimate. That ETC, it wasn't really a smart ultimate. You had a lot of people down here that are focused on a mercenary camp. I love playing ETC. I feel like in pub matches, it's really hard to play him well or play him right. Man, I felt like that was such a sweet ultimate combo right there between Vala and myself. We did a great job of being able to position around the Maw and position around Vala's ultimate that we were able to take it down. I thought that was a pretty good play, pretty smart play. What should we be doing here now? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we probably should be taking this Bruiser camp instead of pushing down their buildings. I get so suckered into taking down the buildings, though. If you can take down a building, it gets me all excited. Maybe I shouldn't have been so excited. All right, now do I go up to the Bruiser camp? No, it doesn't look like it. ETC comes in. We're able to lay down some pretty good damage on him. I don't think we're going to be able to really fight this heavily. I come around, start to fight the Asmodon. He does some pretty good damage on me. But man, I actually got to lay a ton of damage down on him and killed him along with Sergeant Hammer. So that was pretty sweet. I am in such a bad place right now. Yeah, totally obvious that was going to be a kill for Vala. I have to remember when I'm pretty low on health that I can't fight those. So, anyways, temples are about to activate, and I am down for another 30 seconds. And I could have easily went back, healed up, and been there for this fight. Instead, I'm not. Not that we necessarily did poorly on the fight, but if we were playing a team that was maybe a little bit more communicative. I don't even know if that's a word. It communicated a little bit better. That could have ended poorly. But we were so far ahead in levels, and we're doing such a good job as a team that it didn't end up being too big of a deal. So I am back up now, though, and so I am going to make my presence known at middle tower. It's a little too late, but that's okay. Make my way back in and go ahead and press down these lanes. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our team. I know that they have taken a decent amount of our structures, but we've taken more of theirs, and we are still 2 levels ahead of them at this point. So I'm going to continue to go ahead and press the point. You know, I feel like that rush to 20, if you're going to pick up the second part of your heroic, is pretty strong. I probably should have noticed that they were taking this boss camp. Actually, do I make my way up here? I do make my way up here. I'm pretty strong at this point. This is a risky play. I don't think it's an awful play. Oh, I didn't even notice Nova was here. Did she hit me? She could probably one-shot me. She might one-shot me here. I think she's waiting. Yeah, she's waiting for me to finish that camp. What does she do? Oh, she actually lets me take the camp. Really poor play on her part. I don't really know what she was doing there. She should have fought me. Instead, I mount up and get out of there. and it's helpful. I can't believe I didn't notice her. That's one thing I'm trying to get better at, is noticing when there's stealth units nearby me. It's something I'm not really fantastic at quite yet. All right, so here we are. Nova is just like following me everywhere. It's kind of creepy. Could you stop that? Could you stop that? Could you stop that? Hey, come on now. Come on now. Look at it. Laying down some pretty good damage. I'm able to lay my ultimate. Do I actually go back and try? Why do I do this? Why did I do that? So stupid. I picked up the kill, but come on, man. I could have sat right here and threw a Q down on her, and it would have been perfectly fine. Instead, no, whatever. Our team is pressing the bottom lane, which is fantastic. You know, they ping out the temple. I think we're going to go get it. At this point, the game is pretty much sealed. We've got them pushed all the way back to their core. And we had a boss that was, hitting their core. So we're in a pretty good spot. We have level 20, pretty close to 21. They're only level 19. I mean, look at this. 3 of them against our 2, and we're holding out pretty strongly. Sergeant Hammer's just doing a fantastic job of split pushing. And I think that you have to do that with specialty heroes, especially ones that have some pretty good burst, is be pressing the lanes when you don't need to be near the objectives. And, that's a judgment call every time. But I think it was a pretty good judgment call on Sergeant Hammer's part. So, yeah, pressing down the towers. I think I'm going to fast forward a little bit because it kind of seems like the ending here is going to be pretty self-evident. See, I hit the space bar, and it's not going to my person. Fix this, please, Blizzard. Please fix this. All right, so I'm going to mount up. I'm going to go and take this camp, and I think we're going to push it out and finish it here. Let's see. While we're talking about Blizzard UI updates, I would love to see a first-person perspective mode. I don't want to totally be that guy who, references Dota, but I love the fact that Dota has that first-person perspective. You can see everywhere you pinged, everywhere you were looking at. Kind of really helps you with your vision and your map control. I'd love to see them put something like that out. Fog of War, obviously another really big one. Being able to click and see abilities would be kind of a huge one as well. And some sort of way to see levels without having to tab out and lose track of where you are would also be kind of fantastic. So we have the 2-level advantage, close to being a 1 level, about a 1.5 level advantage. We're pressing down the final buildings that they have. There's just not really too much they can do. Vala ults on me, but Rhaegar's healing at this point is so strong. Rhaegar, I go back and forth on whether Rhaegar is fantastic for pub stomps or not. It seems like he is. I know a lot of people rate him pretty highly on their tier list. I just played a game as him, though, and it didn't go so well. We won. Well, I'll replay that one. But anyways, yeah, it was a good game. I felt really strongly about that one. I thought my focus on the experience points was pretty on point, and I think that's something just kind of keep in mind as I'm going into future games. So that's it for this replay. Thank you for taking some time to watch. If you like these replays, I'm going to try to put them out daily. Going to try that. I don't know if I necessarily can do it, but I'm going to try to put them out daily. You can hit the subscribe button on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter @RegardsGaming. So have a fantastic day.